All right, so today we're going to talk about monetization and how to get 4,000 watch hours in less than 7 days. If you made it to this video, you are possibly almost monetized, like really close. You otherwise are lacking the watch time hours or the subscribers, and I'm going to help you get there because 2025, us small YouTubers, we're taking and we're not settling for anything less than that. And the subscribers, that's not the hard part. The subscribers is actually the easier part because when it comes to getting subscribers, you can ask family, friends. You can also, brand yourself on different social medias, such as, the big ones that, everyone's on nowadays. You can do that and get subscribers. Subscribers is not hard, especially with this new tier where you can have, the 500 subscribers and get monetized, or you can have the 1,000 subscribers and get fully monetized. So like I said, subscribers isn't the thing that kind of chokes us up. It's those watch time hours. And if you agree, let me know in the comments. So today the focus is going to be the watch time hours. Watch time hours, you have to have 4,000 if you want to get, fully monetized. Like I said before, you can have the 3,000 and then you can get like partially monetized, which is like the first tier. But we're all wanting to get the second tier because we want our ads to be paid for, our videos to be paid for and sponsored. So that's what I'm shooting for in this video. When it comes to getting those watch hours, you're gonna need people to watch your video. I mean, even if they just watch to the 2 minute mark, just continuously getting them to watch, because that's gonna pick up on YouTube's algorithm. YouTube is gonna push it out. They're gonna put that's why you need to check your analytics. So your impressions on your analytics is what kind of shows you how many times your video is getting pushed out. The impressions ties in with your thumbnail and your title and SEO in your video. And if you don't know what SEO means, it means search engine optimization. So you want to make sure you're doing that, and I'll get into that as well. But to start, you want to focus on your thumbnail, right? You want to make sure your thumbnail is popping to the point where YouTube is able to push you out in front of people, because like I said in my last video, your thumbnail is your first impression, right? They can scroll right past it if it's not an eye appealing thumbnail. And a lot of people struggle with that. We put thumbnails out and we think, oh, this is going to be the one, or this thumbnail speaks volume, but it's really not aligning. So what I challenge y'all to do is go back into your analytics, check your profile, see which thumbnail did the best out of your videos, and kind of segue into that type of thumbnail. I had to learn that the hard way. Of course, if you're new to YouTube, the best, editing software that I would use for a thumbnail would always be Canva. Canva is something where you can, bring out your creative side. They have thumbnails already, the templates are ready to go, or you can go in and alter it, make it your own. There's so many different things that you're able to do inside of Canva. So I do want y'all to go play around with it. Like I said, look at your impressions. Your impressions is going to help you a lot, and a lot of people don't know what impressions are. I had to find out the hard way. Impressions, like I said before, is basically how many times your video is being pushed out, basically on YouTube's For You page or YouTube's feed, is how many times it's actually getting pushed out. And to get to 4,000 watch hours, to make it simplified, you're going to need 120,000 people to watch 2 minutes of your videos. And that's how you would segue into that 4,000 mark. Now that sounds like it's a lot, right? It does. It sounds like it's a lot. But I'm going to show y'all a more simplified way to kind of break it down so that you're able to go in and, not necessarily take the easy route, but, avoid all those trials and tribulations that I had to go through. So until you build your core audience, you want to make sure you are making long form content videos. This app is a long form video app. You want to make sure you are making 10 to 15 minute long videos. And once you build your audience up and the momentum and the rapport is there, then that's when you can kind of segue into, making shorter videos or whatever the case may be. But with you not having the watch hours, you want to make sure you have a full length video. That is the key. That is the first thing that I wanted to talk about. Having those long form videos makes a whole difference. Honestly, having long form videos can make or break you. There's a lot of people that they have the momentum and the mindset that if you're, a new YouTuber, you're most likely not going to have long form content videos because they're feeling like you're not, you know, able to keep your audience entertained. You're not able to be, you know, you're camera shy. There's all kind of like different things that populate in people's mind when it comes to that. So you want to be confident on the camera. You want to be confident when making your long form content videos. And because it's so easy for people to scroll past, because we all have short attention spans, they're in the mindset of watching something really like short term, and we want to pull them out of that, because the longer your video is, the better your watch hours will be. Another thing that's going to help you when it comes to getting those 4,000 watch hours is knowing yourself. You need to really know what type of content you want to put out, right? Like you want to, and people call it a niche, people call it, you know, whatever. Is you have to know what you want to put out for your content to work. Me, I started out by doing vlogs, right? And I built my core audience by doing vlogs. I know me pushing out vlogs, my core audience knows my name, knows my kid's name, you know, knows my husband's name, and that's because I built that rapport. And it takes time to do that, right? And even with me transitioning, well, not transitioning because I still do vlogs, but even with me transitioning into educational content, which is what this is, or the how-to type content, this is definitely going to still get played, right? Because I already built that you know, rapport with my audience, so they're gonna watch either side of the videos that I put out. That is why it's a good thing to know what type of content you want to put out for those watch hours to keep growing. When it comes to search engine optimization, on all these other apps, you really don't need to utilize that, but because YouTube is like a Google type search app, you want to make sure you're putting out evergreen content. And if you haven't, you know, if you don't know what evergreen content is, it's basically content that is going to be around for a while. So if you want to go up here and just type in how to assemble a vanity set, right? Get what I'm saying on this, y'all. If you go into Google or YouTube and you type in how to assemble a vanity set, you want your video to rank #1, so people's able to click on it and see your thumbnail, your video first. And that's what evergreen content means. It means it's content that people's going to continuously come back for, right? Like vlogs, people put, you know, vlogs up there, but it's the vlog competition is so big that it's not always, you know, a must that you'll be at the top. That's why when you do the SEO method, you're able to rank higher, so it pushes other people out the way and moves your video up. Focus on evergreen content and focus on SEO in your video. Like I said, when you SEO, all you have to do is type in Google or YouTube, type it in, whatever you want it to be about, right? Like I'm going to use the vanity, for example. How to assemble a vanity. It's going to populate for you. It's going to populate a couple different versions of how people put that specific title in. And that is the title you're going to want to utilize. Those are the key words you're going to want to utilize in your video, because that's what people are searching for. YouTube automatically provide it for us. It's just we don't go looking for it, right? It's like a treasure hunt. They give it to us, they put it in front of us, but it's up to us to really itemize and really go in and see, you know, what works for us. But what's going to make you stand out, like I said, for 1, it's going to be your thumbnail. 2, it's going to be your title. 3, it's going to be your hook. And when I get into hooks, if you don't know what hooks are, I'll get into that as well. But I do have a link in my bio. Where you can go in and click Visit Exquisite. It has a list of different hooks that you can use. It has a list of different brand templates and all things such as page audits. I'll come to your page, tell you what I feel like you need to improve on, or, you know, give you tips and tricks to help. And I also have one-on-one calls listed as well, where you can go in and kind of set those up, and we can start from there. Just remember, standing out makes a difference. There's so many people switching over, especially with TT being, you know, it was on the edge of being banned. You know, a lot of people ran to different platforms, right? YouTube being one of them. But you have to remain, you know, you have to show yourself, right? When they say show up and show out, you really have to have that mindset over here, because it makes a huge difference, and it can be a disservice to your page if you're not. You can have the same kind of content as everyone else, but if yours is not standing out, or those keywords and phrases is not being hit, your impressions is going to be messed up. The algorithm is going to hinder you from pushing out, and it's just going to be a big ordeal of, you know, nothing basically. So when it comes to hooks, hook your viewers in. This is where it goes back to when I said make sure you know your niche or your specific content that you want to put out. For me, it's going to be educational content and vlogs. So I kind of, you know, I know now, you know, how to structure my page to get people from scrolling. So at the beginning of my video, I said, I'm going to show you how to get watch time hours, which is what led you to click here. Because for one, you want to know how to get your watch time hours up. Two, I put a keyword in there and I said fast or within 7 days, because that gives people extra detail. They're like, oh, all these other people are out here, you know, basically putting, you know, this is the way you would get watch time hours, but they're not saying within how many days. Do y'all get what I just did? I decoded that phrase. You like that? Last but not least, and I really don't like getting into this part, but it is beneficial, so I guess I'll go into it. However, it's not something that's going to be like a make or break. And why do I have makeup on my microphone? Anywho, this is not going to be something that's like a make or break, but it is something very, very serious. And a lot of people take it lightly. They take it for granted, and that's not something that I want my Mackies to do. So basically, when it comes to being consistent, y'all hear a lot of people saying that. When I first started, I heard so many people saying that, and I just wanted to tell them to shut up. Okay? Because I'm hearing so many people say it. It's hard to be consistent, and I'm not seeing the growth. So what's the point? Right? I get that. I resonated with that, right? So that's why I'm coming to y'all in this type of setting to let you know that I was there. I've been there. There's been times I wanted to give up. There's been times I didn't see no success, no progress, no movement, and I was just like, I'm over it. But being consistent is what led me to building the rapport with the audience that I have now. That really helped, and I did see the difference. All them times I wanted to quit and give up, I did not do it, and more people were coming in, and you know, my audience was growing and getting bigger, and being at over 2,000, you know, subscribers on here is like it's a big accomplishment for me. So being consistent, y'all, when it comes to long form content, you don't have to post on YouTube every day, right? And I'm gonna tell you something that messes a lot of people up when it comes to posting on YouTube. When you set a schedule, if you're doing long form comments, I wouldn't post no more than twice a week. It doesn't matter how much you post. It matters the consistency of the post. When you post, say you want to do Monday and Wednesday, or Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, whatever. Make sure you're posting on those days. You're not deviating from those days, and you're sticking to that same time format. That's what messes a lot of people up, because their audience starts saying, okay, well, you know, they're not posting today, or maybe and they get off track. They want something that's going to be consistent. So I hope that makes a difference with y'all. Okay. The next thing I want to talk about is how long should you post after you have, you know, had a video out there. So if I'm posting a video and I see the numbers that same day is doing extremely well, like the numbers are just going and going and going slowly I can't even talk, y'all. Slowly but steady, but actually moving up, I'm definitely going to wait and hold off to post again, because the reason for it is if you go back in and throw a video behind it, it's going to take and suck the juice out of that video that you put all your time in that's now performing well, and all the focus is going to go right back to that same video that you just put out. So you want to make sure you're giving the algorithm time to breathe. That's very important. Do not post a video right after you post something that is not saying going viral or anything like that, but you know, if that's blowing up or trending, or you know, you're getting more views than you normally would, right? And YouTube's very good about that. When you post a video, they'll tell you, they'll say, this video is doing much better than, you know, your last video and all that good stuff. These tips and tricks that's in YouTube, y'all, please make sure y'all are using them. I didn't, and that's why it took me so long to grow on here, right? Like, and I now see and wish I would have listened. Maybe I would have established all of this before, but I wanted to share these things with you specifically because watch time hours are typically the hardest thing to get when it comes to YouTube. Like I said, subscribers, they come, right? They come, they go, they come, they go. But those watch hours is what's going to stick and what's going to help you get monetized. If you enjoyed this video and you would like me to do a part 2, make sure you drop that in the comments. Also, drop your YouTube handle so all the people that's watching this video can go out and support you, because at the end of the day, it is 2025, y'all, and we are all in this together. We can't do this without each other. it's about support. Later, Mackies.